Okay, welcome to Tuesday. Sorry about missing class yesterday. There was a last minute meeting called regarding our school reopening. So I'm not sure if I had time to work on the, but I had the last post I made, which was the Friday of last week. I had said that yesterday I was going to give you a bit of work time and to go through some questions. So hopefully you used yesterday's class as a work period. And today I would like to go over some of these questions with you to make sure that you are doing fine with your conversions. So today we're just converting linear quantities, which is what we were working on last week. That means things that can be measured in one dimension. We'll see shortly that some things have to be measured in two dimensions. For example, if I'm measuring my living room floor to buy a new rug, I have to measure both the length of my room and the width. I have to know how wide I need my rug to be, not just how long. So there's an example of something that I have to measure in two dimensions. But today we're just doing the assignment with one-dimensional measurement. So a one-dimensional measurement might be something like temperature or weight or age or height. If you're just measuring how far something is from the ground, that would be the height. That would be one-dimensional. And we call that linear measurement. That word line is encased in that word linear. So just measuring in one vector, one line. We also learned some shortcuts. So let's go through, maybe I won't go through every single one of these, but I'll kind of pick and choose a few from number one, and I'll try and address all the I guess, types of questions. Also, in a regular class, in a regular setting, we would have had like regular tests, and we would have had exams, and you're always encouraged to write your own study sheet. So that is something that you would have been doing if you were like in a regular class and were facing a regular exam. So that's something that we would have been encouraging you to develop, write your own study sheet. We don't have to worry about that this year, so you can always refer back to your booklet. I guess specifically something like page, we've only done this first lesson, but something like page 4, right? It has all the basic conversion. So that's something definitely that I hope you used for assignment 1. So let's take a look. Perform the following conversions. We already talked kind of extensively that there were two ways to do two methods. So one of them was the cross-multiply method using a proportion, and I really like that because it's foolproof, and it will be useful in any situation. The quick way is only useful for kind of certain simple conversion. So I guess if you want a foolproof one, I would suggest that you use the proportion. So I see convert 87 centimeters to meters. So I look at my page 4, and I see the conversion from centimeters to meter is 1 centimeter. Actually, we don't have centimeters to meters, do we? We have centimeters. Oh, no, we do. Okay, I have to restart. Sorry about that. I'm looking at page 4, 100 centimeters. Of course, that word cent means 100. 100 centimeters to 1 meter. Okay, so that's my basic conversion, 100 centimeters to 1 meter. They want me to convert 87 centimeters, and the unknown is this number of meters. So you can clearly see I'm going to use the same method I always do. Multiply by the diagonal, divide out the leftover guy, the guy who doesn't have a diagonal partner. 1 times 87 divided by 100, and that's going to equal 0.87 meters. Okay, so that's my answer. Let's try feet to inches. Well, I know that 12 inches equals 1 foot. This is imperial measure. It's a little harder because the numbers don't really make sense. And they want me to convert 13.4 feet to inches. So 13.4, the feet has to go on the bottom if it was on the bottom of my first fraction. And I want X inches. So once again, these are the numbers I'm going to multiply, the numbers that meet on the diagonal, divide by the leftover. Okay, so it's nice that we don't have to, you can just use any calculator you want. So I have 160.8 inches. That's my inches. All right, pounds are ounces to pounds. So if you look up ounces to pounds, you'll see on page 4, 16 ounces. By the way, OZ is shorthand for ounces. 16 ounces equals 1 pound. So I want to convert 27 ounces to pounds. Okay, so X equals, multiply, divide, 1 times 27 divided by 16. So I get 1.6875. So that's going to round to 1.69 pounds. Let's keep going in number 1, I guess. Seconds to minutes. So 60 seconds equals 1 minute. So 3190 seconds equals X minutes. So once again, multiply, divide. Again, if you can do the shortcut method, by all means. So rounded, I get 53.17 minutes. And then kilograms to grams. Okay, I'm going to look up on page 4 again. Kilograms to grams. 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams. Let's look that up a bit. And my question was, I'm out of room here, 11.95 kilograms. Okay, so X equals 1,000 times 11.95 divided by 1. And I get 11,950 grams. Part F for number 1. Days to hours. Okay, if you didn't know, 1 day is equivalent to 24 hours. So I want 14 days into X hours. Whoops, sorry about that. Put my equal sign too quick. So X will equal 24 times 14 divided by 1. That divide by 1 doesn't do anything, right? $336 hours. And finally, G, feet to yards. All right, so I look that up and I find out that 1 yard is equivalent to 3 feet. And they've given me 912.77 feet. Notice that the feet has to go on the bottom if it was on the bottom of my first fraction. And that's going to be X yards. So X equals 1 times 912.77 divided by 3. And that leaves me with 304.26 yards. Okay, so those are basic conversions, and I was just using page 4 to help me. Hopefully you kind of breeze through most of those if you were working on your own. Now I move to number 2, and I will do number 2 because it says if you look at the instructions for number 2, just going to move this out of the way. I'll post all the notes on the blog. The instructions for number 2 say, these conversions may require 2 or more calculations. That means they're probably not linked on page 4 directly. So let's see, we did a few of these though in the examples. So I want to convert days to minutes. Well, all I know first, if I look for the minutes, it says 1 hour, and I've got days to minutes, sorry. 1 day is 24 hours. This is what I was given. 1 day equals 24 hours. And 1 hour equals 60 minutes. Now, you might want to do this one the quick way, right? Because I know if I have 2.7 days, to get the number of hours, I'm just going to multiply by hours. And then the multiplier for minutes is just 60. So I could do it the quick way there. I think people might understand time a little bit better than some other things. So the quick way, instead of doing 2 proportions, would just be to say it's 3,888 minutes. Okay. Part B, convert kilograms to milligrams. Well, if I look at kilograms, if I look at page 4, the only thing they have linked with kilograms is grams, right? So I know that 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. And I can see that grams and milligrams are linked. So that's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to do this in steps. So I've got 3.15 kilograms equals X grams. Notice I can't solve to milligrams. If I'm doing the proportion method, I have to do 2 steps because they're on page 4. This is how they're linked, right? So I'm going to do it like I did on the examples. So first of all, X equals 1,000 times 3.15 divided by 1. So that's going to equal 3.15 times 1,000, 3,150 grams. Okay, so that's my halfway point. Now I have to convert to milligrams. Well, I go back to page 4 and I find that 1 gram is equivalent to 1,000 milligrams. So that means I have 3,150 grams. Finally, I'm going to get my final answer here. So again, multiply, divide. So this time, so if you have like a really kind of nice understanding of the metric system, you might want to just do the quick way. And just keep multiplying by thousands, that's fine. I just find with these 2-step ones, especially when we get into the grams and milligrams, it can be confusing for people. So my final answer is 3,150,000 milligrams. Okay, part C. Inches to yards. Okay, let's do this. I know that inches and yards aren't represented together, so they are, again, inches and feet are related, and then feet and yards are related. So I'm going to do, I know that 12 inches is equivalent to 1 foot. So I'm going to convert inches to feet first, and then I'll go feet to yards. So X equals 1 times 450 divided by 12. So I get 37.5 feet. This is my halfway point. And now I'm looking at page 4 again, and I know that 3 feet is equivalent to 1 yard. So I have 37.5 feet, and I'm going to convert to X yards. So I get a multiply, divide. Again, I'm multiplying by the diagonal numbers that match up. Dividing by the leftover the number that doesn't have a diagonal partner. and we get 12.5 yards. So that's my final answer. I had to do that in 2 steps. Convert your current age in years to hours. I'll let you do that. And then let's try part E. The distance from the surface of the Earth to space is 62 miles. Convert miles to inches. Let's try and do this the quick way. So 62 miles, if I want to go all the way to inches, well, first I have to convert to let's find how many yards that would be. So I'm going to multiply by 760 yards, right? And then if I wanted to convert each yard to this 1760 yards to feet, I would multiply by 5280 feet. And then I would multiply by 3 or for miles to inches, sorry. So 62 miles gives me that many yards, gives me that many feet, and I know that inside each one of these feet is inches. So doing it the quick way should get me the number of, it's going to be a big number, right? The number of inches from the Earth's surface to space. Let's see. It seems like it should be bigger than 62 miles, right? 62 times 1760 times 5280 times 12. And we get okay, this is a big number. 6 they didn't even put the answer in the back of the book. Okay, 691,384,3200 inches. This would have been too tedious to do with all these conversions using the cross multiply method, so I thought I would do it the quick way. All right, let's take a look at number 3. You are on a plane cruising at an altitude of 38,500 feet. How many miles is the plane off the ground, or is the plane cruising at? Again, I'm going to look at number 4, and I see that I'm converting feet to miles. So that's going to be, I know that 12 feet, sorry, screwed up again. They didn't give me, so we're going feet to miles, sorry. So 5280 feet is 1 mile. And we want to convert 38,500 feet to how many miles? Okay, this is the same procedure we were doing before. They've just added a few words to put it into context. So x equals 1 times 38,500 divided by 5280. And we get 7.29, I have to round, miles. Number 4, it's talking about backpacks. Parents need to be careful about the amount of weight a child carries in their backpack. An 8-year-old child should not carry more than 9 pounds in their backpack. You measure your child's backpack and find it weighs 171 ounces. Is your child's backpack too heavy? So the link between ounces and pounds is 1 pound is 16 ounces. 9 pounds, sounds pretty heavy, is the top weight that it should be. Let's see how many Sorry, I'm really screwing up today, aren't I? 9 pounds is the target. Well, I guess I could have do it that way, right? Sorry, let's do that. We're going to figure out how many ounces is acceptable, right? 16 times 9 divided by 1. And that gives us 144 ounces is the safe weight. Your child's backpack is 171 ounces. Too heavy. You could have done this as well. You could have converted the 171 ounces to pounds and done it solving for the number of pounds that the backpack was. You'd still find that the answer is too heavy. So either way is fine. I don't see any questions from anyone, so I'm going to keep going. I really hope that you tried these by yourself. You had all weekend and and then yesterday, so hopefully you had enough time. Gord goes and plays a card game with his friend Dina. He's done this once a week for 80 weeks. How many years has he been attending weekly card games with his friend? All right, so weeks and years. There's 52 weeks in 1 year. So how many years is 800 weeks? Okay, well, once you do your setup, right? And the setup is finding the link between the two measurements that you're trying to link, and you might have to do 2 steps, but we've talked about that. And then just set your proportions up so that if you put weeks on the top in one fraction, you have to put weeks on the top in the other fraction. So 1 times 800 divided by 52. And I get 15.38 years. That's a long time, right? Okay, Zoom is a new shipping company that ships packages by air in Canada only. They charge a flat rate of $7.98 and taxes are included, so we don't have to worry about taxes. They charge $7.98 a pound per pound. So remember $7.98 per pound. That per symbol is the division symbol. So that means I can set the fraction up. This is the money. And on the bottom is 1 pound, right? Per pound means per 1 pound. If your package weighs 11.7 pounds, okay, so the pounds go on the bottom. Find the dollar amount, right? This is the dollar amount. Okay. So now you might be able to do this one the quick way. Like I say, you don't need these to set up a proportion, but your answer should be 93.37 if I round properly cents. Okay, number 7. Tasman works at a call center. She gets paid 25 cents. $0.25 is 25 cents for every minute she's on a call. She was on the phone with clients for 1,620 minutes. How much did she get paid if she was on the phone for 16-20 minutes? Okay, so what was her rate? It's $0.25, which is 25 cents for 1 minute, for every minute, right? So how much will she get paid? What's her money for 16-20 minutes? Okay, let's see what happened here. $0.25 times 1620 equals $405. That's not bad. It's a lot of work though, right? How many hours was she on the phone with her clients? Okay, she gets paid in minutes, but she might want to know how many hours she was on the phone. So we're trying to convert minutes to hours. Well, I know that 60 minutes is 1 hour. So 16-20 minutes is how many hours? Okay, well, let's see. X equals 1 times 1620 divided by 60. 27 hours. Okay, so that's not bad. She's not being overworked. Number 8, 17 kilograms of potatoes cost $26.80. Determine the cost of 5 kilograms. So 17 kilograms costs $26.80. This is why the cross multiply method is foolproof in a way. This would be a more difficult one to do if you were doing the quick way. So I want to know the X amount of dollars for 5 kilograms. Okay. Once again, multiply, divide. $7.88. And then finally, number 9, you're very lucky to live in a house that has a pool. Your pool holds 66,000 liters of water. Your garden hose can fill the pool at a rate of 30 liters per minute. How many minutes will it take to fill your pool, assuming you run the hose continuously? Okay, well, let's see. Your hose can fill 30 liters per minute. Well, that means 30 liters for 1 minute. And you have a total of 66,000 liters. How many minutes will that take? Okay, let's see. 1 times 66,000 divided by 30. 2,200 minutes. Okay, how many days will that take? Okay, let's try to do this the quick way. I have 2,200 minutes. If I wanted to convert that to hours, okay, let's maybe the quick way might be too much for us to handle. Too much for me anyway. So my converter factor is 60 minutes, I know, equals 1 hour. So let's figure out how many hours I have first. Then I can go to days. So 2,200 times 1 divided by 60. That gives me 36.67 hours. Okay, now I'm going to convert hours to days. So I know that 24 hours is 1 day. I've got 36.67 hours. I had to round a little bit for X number of days. And I'm going to multiply and divide. So X equals 1 times 36.67 divided by 24. $1.53 days. Could barely fit that one on. Okay, so that's going to take a day and a little over a day and a half, right, to fill your pool. All right, so that was converting. That is going to be a quality that you're going to have to hone and get good at and remember all the way through this course and then the grade 12 course as well. There's a lot of converting, and really it's the more you do it, the more you develop that sense of numeracy and should your answer be bigger than what you were given to convert or smaller. So that's a really important thing to consider before you start doing any of the questions. So hopefully you did have time, and what I did today helps you out a little bit. I'll post the answers. And I'll also then begin, I think I'll begin lesson 2 tomorrow, talking about the perimeter and area. Okay, so I'll leave it there, and I will see you tomorrow. Remember to email me if you have any questions.